bad.
Do you recognize that sound? If you're a fan of the green links, you sure do. From Asia News Weekly, you're listening to Asia Now, a collection of stories and interviews for the Asia-Pacific region. It's one of the fastest growing industries in South Korea. I'm not talking about K-pop or plastic surgery, but golf. More are taking up this leisure pursuit. It's just one of the stories taking place in Asia now. Welcome to Asia Now. I'm your host, Steve Miller. According to market research, South Koreans are spending more and more of their income on golf. Sales of golf clubs this year are already up nearly 25% over last year. Whereas golf was once deemed a prestigious activity only afforded by the rich and more sophisticated group of people, it has in recent times evolved to become a relatively inexpensive pastime that can be enjoyed by the mass, said Chung Kyung-eun, managing director for GFK in Korea. So what kind of golf are we talking about? Believe it or not, it's not the links of green most are used to. In South Korea, where space is at a premium, most who are now enjoying the sport don't go to resorts or courses to play. Now, why? Well, because golf in Korea is just bloody expensive. So let's take a quick look. So if you take a look at the PGA Championship course at the Hilton Namhae Golf Spa and Resort, playing 18 holes there will cost you 159,000 won, which is about $155 US. On some of the nicer courses in Korea, you could expect to pay even more. Now, compare that to where I'm from in Arizona, in the Tournament Players Club of Scottsdale. You can play that course today for less than $50. In fact, many Koreans will fly to the Philippines for a weekend of golf. The reason being, well, green fees in the Philippines are only about a fifth of that here in Korea. So where are the people playing? Many practice golf at gyms or at multi-tier driving ranges. In fact, Busan Centum City, the world's largest department store, actually has one of these driving ranges, but for an average of 20,000 won, which amounts to about $20 US, most opt to enjoy a round of screen golf. Not only is it affordable, but more importantly, they're convenient because they can be open around the clock. And trust me, they're a whole lot of fun. A screen golf cafe will usually have between 4 and 8 rooms set up with air conditioners, couches, tables, and clubs, meaning that you don't have to bring anything with you if you're just a casual player. Forget about waiting for the beverage cart. You can even bring in a pizza or order food or drinks up from the cafe itself. Hooked or sliced that last shot? Well, forget about it, baby. Just push F5 and take a mulligan and do it again.
All day long. Are we double par yet?
Maybe it's your turn.
Yeah!
It's your turn.
So just how realistic are these virtual courses? Well, in 2012, I visited Golf Zone headquarters in Seoul and spoke with Jason Allenberg.
The basic way that we digitize golf courses is two ways. We do aerial photography that give us all of our horizontal measurements, edges of sand traps and distance between the tee box and the pin. And then we do ground photography and GPS, and that allows us to pick up the undulation of the courses and to pick up any tree clusters or, say, buildings and things around the course.
From there, the data is turned over to engineers to meticulously render courses in stunning ground-level 3D. Sound engineers also use on-location sound sampling to recreate the ambient sound. All that's fine and dandy, but how good of a game is it? Detractors will say that screen golf is just a video game, but it is so much more than that. Picture this. You go into the cafe room, it's your turn, you're up, and now you stand in a special tee box. A golf ball rolls out from the machine and is placed automatically for you on a retractable tee. Wind up your arms and let it go. You physically strike a real golf ball with a real club, and it soars downrange into a screen. Cameras in the room record your swing, and lasers monitor the ball's trajectory to give it an amazingly accurate flight path. If the ball flies straight, take the next ball and place it on a very special fairway swatch of fake grass in the tee box. If you weren't as lucky, you need to take that next ball and place it in the rough or the sand areas in that tee box. Some systems also use hydraulics to take advantage of those undulations that Jason was speaking about, so you truly have a realistic experience of being on that course. Another benefit of screen golf is the amount of time it saves. There's no need to wait for players ahead of you, or walking to retrieve the balls, or driving to the next hole. It means that owners can actually take advantage of the incredible turnover rate of players in the cafe. With the popularity of the game continuing to grow, I do find it odd that one American staple of the game hasn't washed up on Korean shores. What am I talking about? I'm talking about mini or goofy golf, which could actually be marketed extremely well to Korea's youth and be a gateway experience for future customers. If you've never seen screen golf, be sure to check out the show notes over at asiannewsweekly.net. I've posted some pictures as well as a video version of this report I recorded back in 2012. But let's not let the conversation end here. Let's keep it going. I gotta ask you, are you a golfer? Have you tried screen golf before? And how do you think it matches up to the real experience? Is it accurate, or is it just a glorified video game? Please leave your thoughts and experiences in the comments on Facebook or Twitter. Before I go, I do want to remind you that you can download all of our shows from our website, iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio. And if you truly enjoyed this podcast, please share it with your friends and subscribe so you won't miss the next one. If you use iTunes or Stitcher, I hope you can do me a huge favor and take a few moments to rate and review the show. It's how podcasts get featured, and it would mean so much to me. You can also stay in contact with the show throughout the week. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just look for Asia News Weekly. You can also email the show with your questions and feedback. That email address is asiannewsweekly@gmail.com. Well, my friends, that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. For Asia Now, I'm Steve Miller. Asia Now is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives 4.0 International License.